What it is, guys? Sorry, I just got back down here. Let me get all this set up real quick. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. What it is, you guys? What it is, everybody? All right. I got to get the screen set back up here. Give me a second. See, 13 likes. Hell yeah, guys. I have not been doing any summons. I've been really tempted to do a summon video, but you know, it just hasn't been a thing because I don't know. I like to do my summons on stream. It's I don't know. It's weird. Okay, and I think I fixed Stream Boss for those of you guys that are actually interested in that. So fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes tonight. I did have to reset it. Many apologies. How y'all doing tonight? How's everybody doing? Give me a second to reset this shit because apparently my phone came unsynced at some point. There you go. View this bastard. Need that plot armor luck. What? Plot armor luck? Chilling for the most part. All right, awesome, man. Yeah, I actually just got back from seeing Captain Marvel, and I gotta say, people's criticisms of it were unjustified in my opinion. I enjoyed the shit out of it. As like an old school Carol Danvers like comic book fan, like I could give a shit about all the garbage Brie Larson's been saying, but as a fan of the comic book character, the movie did her justice. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Nicola Kale with a $4.12 dono. Thank you so much, my dude. And we are at 14 likes already, so we'll just start this off tonight with a summon. Can I have your friend code so I can add you? Yes, guys. Actually, I'm going to add a little code in here so we can pop up the friend code. Let me do that real quick. I meant to do it earlier, and I didn't get it done. Let me just pop that into the chat bot real quick so everybody can do it. All right. I'm a millionaire. More millionaire than I ever was before. All right. So if you guys are probably all familiar with how this works by now. There's 19 of you in here already, so you guys know the deal. Every like is going to be a single summon. We'll try to hit 50 tonight, 50 for a multi, and that should be doable on a Friday night, no problem. So, Nicola Kale, thank you for the $4.12 dono, my dude. I appreciate the shit out of it. And guys, only have 9 Dragon Stones. Oof. Sorry to hear that, my man. So if you guys weren't here last week, we kind of decided randomly that Max with the swing low luck. Can I join your guild in Memoria Freeze? We should have room in the Familia. I don't know if we can add right now though because the clash is going on. I don't know. Only have 500. What is that? Hold up. Hold up. Nicola Kale with the $20 dono. That is a pretty extreme stream boss snipe, but yeah, I got it working. So I guess that you've been waiting on that. I love that freaking one. Dude. Let's pull some fire for J-Mac, right? Or J-Mac. What it is, J-Mac. I just saw J-Mac. Let's pull some fire for Nicola Kale up in here. Alright. We had a Vegeta, but we didn't get a transformation, so. The guild name is just Chestia. Chestia. Capital C-H-E-S-T-I-A. So send it over there and DM me. We'll get it added here. J-Mac, I actually need to sync it. Give me 1 second here because I'm editing it right now so we could do the friend code. 1 second. Okay, so everybody should be able to do, well, let me get it connected again here. Everybody should be able to do exclamation friend for the friend code. So that's a new code in the chat bot, so you guys have that availability. We are pretty much empty tonight. It's just pretty much my sponsors. And of course, if you're a sponsor and I did accidentally delete you. I don't think I did. I think I got everybody saved. But if I did actually delete you, message me, and I'll make sure that's taken care of right away.
Kings for fans, everybody kings for fans. They want an autograph. Don't they know I don't know what I'm doing? I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, sorry guys. Give me 1 second. I see what happened here. I broke it. Let's go to everyone. There you go. Try it one more time, guys. Try it one more time. Yep. And we'll go add friends here in just a minute. And I do see we have 20 likes, so I'll do one more. Life alert. I know, right? There you go. There you go. It worked. Awesome. All right, let's do one more summon real quick. Spectre.
This is a song about a whale. No! I'll teach you to be happy. I'll teach your grandmother to suck eggs. I told you I'd shoot, but you didn't believe me. Why didn't you believe me?
All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. Goku, what you doing, buddy? What you doing there, buddy? Okay, there he goes. A whale. Just got my account back from Bandai. First time to pull Vegeta. Nice, dude. Congrats, man. Congrats, for real. More blue balls. All right, guys. This is Dr. J and the Women. Oh, my God. Dude, I love Dr. J and the Women. You know how many people don't know Dr. J? That is a tragedy. A true, honest-to-God tragedy. Do you have Int Beerus as your lead? Do I? I don't remember. Let me go home here and just take a look. I do not remember who I have as a lead. Apparently, I'm going to have to add some slots here in a second, though. That's not what I was going for here. All right. So let's go back up to team. I have Int Beerus, yeah. Who do you guys want? Who should I be leading tonight? Who do you guys want me to lead? That's a good question right there. Getting Vegeta was a long and painful road. Yeah, I'm still not done with him. I need to finish him up. We're coming close on that here shortly. All right, guys. So I did promise you guys we would tell some stories tonight and have some fun. As I said, all these peasants don't know who he is. I know. I know. All right. So first things first, guys. We are taking friends on tonight. So you know, first stream after the tournament, we always open it up. So I'm just going to periodically go in here and just accept everybody. First come, first serve tonight, guys. First come, first serve. Yep, adding friends. JLX, you could have just DM'd me, my dude. I always had your slot open. Transferring Vegeta as your lead. What? Oh, get out of here with that bull. When and if I pull him, sure. My name is Paladin. Yep. I'm going to just accept everybody tonight. Tonight is whoever needs a lead, whoever wants to be friends, or whatever, just exclamation point friend. It's going to drop the friend code. I'm actually going to update that so it drops the Danmachi one. I just haven't done it yet. And then, yeah, we'll play accordingly. You don't have him. I do not have him. Do not have him. JLX, exclamation point friend. There you go. There you go. Chatbot's running a little slow, but yep, it's there. It's there. There's Paladin. I done seen you, my dude. Lead the April Fool's Cyberman. In a heartbeat. Gotcha. I got you, fam. I got you, fam. Because mine's SA10. So, you know, you asked me to be stupid, and I'm going to tell you right away, I had no problem with said activity. No problem whatsoever. Do you like my team I sent on Birdman? Yes. Didn't I hit the like button? I did like the team. Don't ask me to remember what it is. I just got out of a movie, and I'm still hyped by it. So, but I do remember it was a pretty boss team. Let's see. Where the fuck is my Cyberman? There he is. All right, guys. You asked for the Cyberman lead. Cyberman lead it is. Set. About to run him. Set FR, it's my name, followed by Ree. All right, cool. 7-file data download. Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't know what it was. I'm wondering if it's just like the updates they mentioned in here earlier. It looked like there might be some new missions and stuff, but I haven't the faintest clue. Good movie choice. Yeah. When is copy Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta coming out? What? What do you mean copy Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta? Just sent friend request. All right, JLX, I'll go snag that real quick. I'll go snag that. There we go. Really? Really? How should I have known that you were leading her? I think it's the Easy A this Sunday. Maybe. Maybe. That would actually make a lot of sense. Alright. Waldor added me. Alright, cool, guys. Cool. Yup. And make sure you guys are still hitting that like button. Like I said, 10 likes is going to be a summon. Oh, I don't have my ping tool up. Give me a second, guys. I need that tonight. I actually need to have my network monitoring on tonight because I'm doing a deep dive with Comcast regarding the issues we've been having. So hopefully we'll get that resolved. All right, cool. You like Vegeta? I do like Vegeta. I just wish I frickin' had him. So, I did say earlier in the stream that we are going to set a multi-goal, and the multi-goal is going to be 50 likes. So, you know, do expect that at some point tonight, hopefully, we'll be able to do a multi. All right. Let me just... Are you serious? Yeah, reload the page. Okay. There we go. Let's see, YouTube was mad at me for a moment there. So what else is new, I guess? Alright, cool. I'm all set up. Sorry, guys. It took a minute. Alright. And make sure you guys are still doing the... it shouldn't be lagging. It definitely should not be lagging. Yeah. Top 10 greatest anime betrayals? Yeah. Yeah, Comcast and I had a very unhappy call the other day. See, there it goes. It's lagging. Give it a minute, though. It should straighten out. Should hopefully straighten out. Lucario, Global getting copy of Vegeta with LR Baby. What? Got the units I wanted for the banner, but some reason I still want to summon because I'm bored. Oh. Yeah, I think it's just because I suddenly bombarded the network with my network traffic, so it's gonna freak out for a minute, but it'll clear back up. 100% you were lagging. I know. It's because I literally just bombarded the network. I usually get the tool up, let it run for 5-10 minutes, and let it even out, but I need to have this running to do my deep dive. So we'll give it a... Yeah, it's gonna come back, guys. It'll come back in just a second. It's because I just opened up this tool. Tell you what. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Don't unlike, don't unsub. I created this. It's gonna even out. All right. Apologies for that. We should be good to go now. Apologies for that. Okay. All right. Yeah, no. Like, the lag I caused on accident. Basically what happens is I have to have my network monitoring tool open so that I can see all the traffic as it leaves. And because it started sending diagnostic pings, it freaked the system out. And it basically saw it as a DDoS attack. So... Gotta use my Super Saiyan 3 Bardock now? Sure, why not? Why not? Alright. Yeah, basically, when all of a sudden it started sending all those diagnostic pings, the computer downstream was like, whoa, buddy, and then just started dropping all the traffic. So, yeah, that was my fault. I should have had the monitoring tool open before we started streaming. Why does nobody use Tech Hit as their leader? I could, if you wanted me to. I could throw him up there. Alright, if I'm going to do anything tonight, though, I need to finish Vegeta. I gotta finish this Prime Battle Vegeta. I have been so asleep on him. Why you slacking on Familia Raid? Because I haven't been around, unfortunately. Oh, it's a thing. I meant to make the video on it earlier today, but I've had 11 other things going on in life, you know. thing we talked about the other night. All right, guys. Yeah, I'll go accept friends here in just a few minutes. And for now, I am just going to sell a couple of SRs real quick. One moment. Do you have physical MVP 17? I actually do not. Spec, did you see the tweet I sent you? I did not see the tweet. I'm sorry, dude. Did not see that tweet. Let's see. Let's go by acquired. Boom. Sell a few of these. Setting the new physical Vegeta as my leader. Nice. Yeah, I don't have him yet. Sadly, I do not have him. I'm just going to go ahead and sell all of these pieces of shit. I don't even need this base Goku. I'll keep the base Vegetas because of reasons. Should need a Super Saiyan Vegeta. Plop, 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 plop. And that should be good right there. Just got to get rid of some extra crap. Got to do a little account maintenance after the stream, but yeah, that's the thing. Season 2 PV trailers out for Danmachi. Nice. I'll have to check that out after this. Haven't pulled him either. I've gotten Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta for the first time. Oh, dude, for the first time? Oh, shit, son. Yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is amazing. I'm working on my second one for some effing reason. What it is, Blazing? How you doing tonight? A new Fox character? Set Bacterian. We just set UR Cyberman, guys. We just set UR Cyberman as our lead. Alright. Do you have a Rainbow Candy Vegito? I do. Waldor, what's oof? What is oof? What are you WTFing? What are you guys yelling about? All right. Guess who got physical transferring Vegeta? Not my happy ass. Not my happy ass. Copy Vegeta. What? What about copy Vegeta? Waldor, I'm not ignoring you. Alright. Still don't have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Damn. That's brutal. That's brutal. Alright. Let's see. Do you guys know when Copy Vegeta's coming? Probably, like, August. It's going to be a while. We're not getting him yet. Only took 100 stones for what? To pull Vegeta? What? No, get out of here. There's Copy Vegeta card on JP. Yeah. Yeah, he came out with the event last week. Yeah, guys, refresh if it's blurry. It should fix the resolution. We had that problem the other night with Omni's stream. It was really weird, but I think it's just a YouTube thing currently. Like 17 extra Gogetas. Yeah, I'm pretty good on Super Saiyan 4s. Only took 80. Fair enough, but still. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. I've had no luck these past few banners. My luck has been shit these past few banners. Alright. What do you think, Raid? When you do Raid vid, you need to advertise the Familia so people can join? Okay, will do. Yeah, I was hoping to do it this afternoon, but I got caught up in some other stuff. And like the Dokkan vid that I released this afternoon, this morning, / this afternoon, that one I actually recorded last night. I'd intended today at around noon, 1 o'clock to record the raid vid, and it didn't happen, so I'm going to record it after stream and get it up. Which I know is really super late for the event, but it's a thing. I did log in, I did look at it, but yeah, I just haven't had time. When's story time? We'll kick off story time here in just a few minutes. So, what we did last week, I asked you guys, do you want to hear some wild and crazy and maybe even fucked up stories from my childhood? JLX. I'm gonna tell you right now, having to go 2K into the other banners was not luck. That was called tenacity. All your luck is being stored up for fourth anniversary banners? God, I hope so. I can't imagine it getting much worse than it already is. Yeah, that be a ting. Fed up? What? What? What do you mean am I fed up? I love people life stories. Yeah, I told you guys we'd do story time tonight, and I guess we should get down to that. Basically, Spectre and I I was talking to him after the last stream, and more or less, I'm sure like everybody here has at least once in their life played Never Have I Ever, or at least maybe if not the classic version, there's the card version out available. Feel like Dokkan players are superstitious? Oh, Dokkan players are crazy superstitious. 2 to 3K stones is nothing. Yeah, I'm glad 2 to 3K stones is nothing for you. I have to justify all that shit with a wife, man. And she's an accountant. She knows. I'm like, nah, I didn't spend that much, baby. I didn't spend that much, girl. What's up? She'd be like, I got the records. I'd be like, oh, shit. Well, I tried to lie. So you'd feel better. But, yeah, no, I fucked up. Exactly what Spectre said. Yeah, I told you guys earlier this week we would do a story time stream. And we were doing, basically, we were going through the Never Have Ever cards. And just like, well, is there a story for this? I got a story for that. Is there a story for this? Yeah, I got a story for that. And I was, like, Spectre was dying, man. Spectre was absolutely dying. She has the records. Yeah, exactly. Dude, like I said, my wife's an accountant for a really huge accounting firm. Like, enormous accounting firm. So, yeah, there's no hiding any of this shit from her. Like, she's the one who's actually designated to sit there and find all the people that are embezzling from her company, more or less. So, yeah, there's no part of me that's going to be able to hide this shit from her. It's not what I said, 2 to 3K stones, and nothing is, yeah, you've been having some shit luck this year, my dude. My condolences, man. It's awful, man. Well, I mean, I feel your pain. Remember, I've dropped a fuckload of stones on banners and got nothing for it, so, yeah, I'm 100% with you, dude. 100% with you. Dragon stones are crack. Yes, they are. They kind of pretty much are. And speaking of which, we were at 30 likes, guys, and the rule was at 50 likes, we'll do a multi. Every 10 likes until then, we're going to do a single. So let's go do a quick single summon. This feels appropriate. What? Nightbot was able to change my name. There you go. Puts records in. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, no. Let's... Whatever, Kenneth Bueller. Whatever. Yeah, so I'm trying to think where we would start with a story time stream, because it's really hard to, like, kind of hard to qualify where we would go with this, because there's some crazy shit that I've done. No, Max, no. Fully retired, too much of an investment. I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you. The game is a money pit. It really, really is. It's the worst form of gambling. Because really, like, if you gamble at Vegas, done. Nightbot, I didn't seen that, man. All right. We had a Vegeta on there, not that it means much, but let's give it a try. Nothing. Nightbot, I done seen you. My 3 Nightbots in the chat for some reason. Vegeta on every single so far. I know, right? And nothing really to show for it. Yeah, it's... like, it's hard for me to get really excited about singles right now because they've just been shafting me. So, yeah. Oh, Waldor. Oh, that's Waldor. Waldor, you changed your name to Nightbot. Of all the shit. Of all the shit. Yeah, guys, the alerts are only for sponsors. And by the way, sponsors, I made a new one tonight as well. If you want, if you ever want to hear a story outside, and this is for sponsors only, if you ever want to hear a story outside of a normal story time stream, all you got to do is see if that works. Should work. Hopefully the volume's not too loud. Oh, I didn't spell it right. Hold on. Try that again. Couldn't even spell my own.
Story time.
Oh, it's really
is
loud.
my favorite time.
Sorry, guys.
What time is it?
I'll fix that audio.
Is it story time?
Come on.
Story time. That's my favorite time. What time is it? Could it be story time? Story time. Story time.
Sorry, guys. Had to turn that down. That was way too loud. My apologies. I thought I had turned it down to the other levels, but apparently not. But it's fixed now, so if you ever alert that again, there you go. All right. Tell the story about the goat. I actually have a story about a goat. That's the funny part. No. Lucario, we're not telling. That is one of the few stories I will not tell. So if you want to know about the goat, hilariously, in my high school, we had this tradition where all, like, the seniors would pull, like, pranks on the teachers the last day of class. And we always wanted to do, like, the greased up pig. But we lived in, like, well, we were kind of sort of in a hick, like, area. The area we were in was, like, really ritzy and stuff like that. So you'd have to go, like, 15 minutes out to go get anything of that nature. So we couldn't find a pig. So, in our infinite wisdom and I won't say what else, we found a person that had goats. And we may or may not have greased up a goat and released it in our high school when, like, you know, like that portion of the morning when all the buses are finally showing up and all the kids are flooding in, like all the underclassmen are like in the hallways, and then this fucking goat comes bleeding, screaming out of hell, and frickin' like running down the aisle so fast it's knocking other kids over. And our high school principal actually had to tackle this thing, and we found out then that he actually knew how to tackle and hogtie a goat. It was actually quite interesting. The problem was we didn't know some of the other pranks that were going on, so one of the other classes, one of the other students had actually taken, because we basically get the keys to the school overnight, and they had moved one of our teachers' entire, like, his office and his entire classroom into the lobby, and he had all this, like, furniture and shit, and the goat got all of the furniture and fucked it all up. So that's the goat story, I guess. If you wanted a goat story, there's a goat story. Nightbot, leave before you get Hakai'd in the eye. Whatever. Who was your first SSR? I think it was Int. Frickin' hit. Nothing fun there. Casey Deaver, what it is, man? I didn't see what you said. Mine was AGL Caulifla. Started playing a little over a year ago now. Nice. Congrats, dude. Yeah, mine was pretty abysmal. My first SSR was pretty bad. STR Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Nice. Yeah, my first few SSRs were crap, so. Believe it or not, I have the screenshot to prove my third SSR was LR Goku Black. We don't talk about LRs in this channel. Do you still... We don't talk about bugs. Played 4 years ago. Damn, son. Damn, son. Yeah. Hosting GOAT review. What? No. No. Nope. No GOAT review. No GOAT couch. Nope. Pass. 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 First SSR was Extreme Damage STR Goku, the original SSR. Damn, son. First SSR was Physical SSJB Vegeta. They're worst SSRs. Yeah. Yeah, my first SSR was Int Hit, and I remember, like, being really excited because it was right about that time that, you know, like, you get into the game first, and you get really excited because you're like, oh, this character's really powerful in this show, and then you start using it, and you're like, this is a piece of shit. Meme Review Friday? What do you want me to review memes? There's a bug on your chair? Probably. I forgot to do mine. What? Oh, Spectre. Spectre. Alright. Int Super Saiyan 2, Kid Gohan, not the LR one. Oh, Trollhan was your first? See, that's actually not bad. I like that alert. Yeah, Trollhan being your first SSR isn't actually that big a deal. Because at that point, you don't really know. You're not really... He to you is a Trollhan. He's just your new SSR. There's a spider on your chair? Probably. Probably. Like, legitimately, I wouldn't be surprised. He's not going to hurt me. Like, the spiders that we get on my chair wouldn't be a problem. It's the spiders on the floor that would hurt like fuck. Because we get wolf spiders from time to time. And it's that time of year. They're actually coming, like, out of the wood pile and shit like that. So, yeah, no, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass. What it is, Spectre? How you doing, my man? Guys, the alerts are unfortunately sponsor only, so if you want to use the alerts, you got to sponsor. I had to do something for him, so there you go. Kennedy lore, what it is, man. Yeah, guys, I mean, real talk, I've got some fucked up stories from my childhood. So if you guys want to know, like, legitimately have, like, you know what, you could do it Never Have I Ever style. You have some shit that you've never done, but for whatever fucking reason thought about, that you think you want to stump me on, go for it. But we're not going to do anything sexual. I'm going to avoid that with, the plague. Though, God, I shouldn't say it considering the age of my audience. Where did my raptor go that was next to my name? What? Oh, what do you have now? You've got the Pope. You are now, J-Mac, you are officially a Pope. You have upgraded from Raptor to Pope. Tell those effed up stories. Yeah, we'll tell some effed up stories. So, try to think what a good story to like start this off would be, because you don't want to start off like too high, but you also don't want to start off too low and have it be boring. So it's kind of this, you know, like where do we begin? Yeah, because like once again, we're not gonna do anything sexual. There's way too much of that shit. Popeye J Mac first like. Alright. Pope J Mac the first. Yep. I read that completely wrong. No, we're not doing the Purple Vomit story. Purple Vomit story takes that is a much later in stream. Oh my god. Let's see. Looks like the sperm. So I could tell the story about TechWoodCon. I could tell that story if you, because I told that one to Spectre the other night. Let's see. I actually sacrificed one of my first cars to an anime convention. I lost its egg. It's a zygote. It's a zygote. That's what it is. Look, your first month, you are a zygote. You just fertilize the egg. After that, you got to grow and flourish into a you know, first a baby raptor and then a fully functional raptor, and then after you're raptor long enough, then you become the motherfucking Pope. It's a thing. You sacrificed a goat to the devil? No. No, I did not say that. Yeah, no, I was telling Spectre the other night, actually. So, when I was 23, 24, I don't remember what year it was. I used to go to like as many of the anime conventions as I could go to. And it was actually Addie and I ran into a girl when we were at one of the conventions in Florida who was like, "Hey, we're going to be hosting an anime convention in Atlanta next week." And we're like, "Oh, we're actually from Atlanta." So, oh, no shit. Yeah. So she invited us out to come run some events at this anime convention. Because we were actually, literally, when Addie and I went to conventions back in the day, like these little piddly, like nothing conventions, we'd walk into a room and we'd say, "Okay, cool, out. We're taking over." And then we just show AMVs and crazy shit and whatever the fuck we wanted to. So at this anime convention, we'd been going there like 4 or 5 years now, and we walk in and we'd just like take over the joint. And she was like, "I love this. You guys come do this at my con." So the next weekend we go down to the Georgia Tech campus where the convention was at, and she's like, "Here's your room. Just do the same fucking thing." So we were just basically showing videos, and we were at like the end of the day, we're getting ready to go grab some dinner and whatnot. We actually met a friend of ours that we had been talking to for years on the internet, and then we just kind of like randomly ran into him at the con, as you would kind of think to do when you're all nerds and have similar interests. And I was an idiot. I was a kid, and I had a Porsche. And I never was one of those people that ever had money. I just happened to be right place, right time. The car was cheap, and I had sold another car and made enough money that I could, buy this thing out and out. Tell a story about Danny DeVito's shrine that sure. Oh no, this one actually gets fucking good. So here I am, like now it's like show off mode. Like he's there, I've got my Porsche, and he's in a Saturn. And I'm like, I gotta show off. I gotta drive like a fucking idiot for some reason. And so we go out and we're going to a local restaurant, and on the way there, I just decide randomly that I'm gonna mess with him and just drive really, really fast for no better reason, which in hindsight was incredibly stupid and dangerous, and I wouldn't recommend replicating, because I was doing like 60 plus on surface streets, not highways, like surface streets between the campus. And it just so happened we went down this one road, and I remember I looked down at the speedo and I was just like, I'm going about 60, and I look behind me and he's back there making the turn onto the road. Well, he, not being one to really let up, comes flying down the road, and at this point I look up and I see in front of me the shadow. And yes, I was an idiot. Yeah, not much has changed really. I'm still pretty much an idiot. And I went, "Oh shit!" And I literally grab Addie and I throw him like into the seat with one hand, as the car hits this bump and goes airborne. And it was the thought process in my mind. I'm like, I could brake really hard, but this guy's going to rear end, run into the back end of my car, and then we're going to have an accident, and it's going to be really bad. Or I could just, hit this bump, pray for my life, and maybe things will work out. So we hit this bump, and we go airborne. And I don't mean like, we just went up a little bit and then back down. No, I mean like when you're doing 60 miles an hour, and I went back and I measured this bump. It was 14 freaking inches. It was over a foot. And we hit it, and we went up. And I'll never forget the feeling of weightlessness and terror and dread as you could feel the car start to go back down. It's like everything's happening in slow motion. And I'm like, this is my beautiful Porsche that I've wanted all my life, that I've saved up all my money for. And the whole time we're going down, I'm like, this is the end of my car. And it hits the ground, and literally an ocean of sparks just overcome the whole thing. And it made the worst possible noise any kind of anything could ever feasibly make. It sounded like a frickin' machine gun and belt grinder were going off on all four wheels all the time. And luckily, because the guy was far enough behind me, he didn't actually hit it as hard. Like, he just kind of bounced. He still has this car. I actually still have mine, but it's just... the impact was so great that when I finally got to taking it apart and trying to fix it, because yeah, they're familiar, I'm starting a car channel too on top of it for repairing my old cars. You'll be able to see it on that channel. Actually, I'll feature a whole thing on it. Though there's little like bearings, like literally pieces of metal that kind of spin around to keep the wheels like in place on the car. When I pulled those off, most of them were powder or less. There were no real discernible pieces. Anything I would even consider a chunk. They were powder and sludge. So, yeah. That is how I wrecked my very first amazing... It wasn't my first car, but it was my first good car. Because I was an idiot with machismo at a damn anime convention. Of all the fucking places to do that. Little sad, but I still own the car. And I'm going to fix it up one day, and I'll turn it into our channel's frickin' shaggin' wagon. Yeah. Your old boy has some genius maneuvers in his brain. Yeah, I like how that killed the chat. The whole chat's like, what the fuck did I tune into? Let's see. What else is there? Let me just pull up the Never Have I Ever card, see if we can go down this, because there was some absolute gold in there. Let me just pull it up over here, and I can start just making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out how big of a fucking idiot I'm gonna prove to myself tonight. I'm not sure if the chat died. Let me just take a look over here, because I don't see y'all chatting. So let me know if the stream died or something. Not that you'd be able to tell me if the stream died. Let's go back to YouTube. No, everything looks golden. Everything looks golden. Everyone's just in awe of my stupidity. Let's do a refresh on the chat. Nope. Everything looks like it's working. So, yeah. Is there any, like, questions? I guess we should open that up first. Is there any specific, like, weird off-the-wall questions? Because I could do that too. Like, usually if there's like somebody has a weird question, I usually have a story that's going to go with it. No, we're not doing those. Let's see. Ooh, wow. These are good ones right here. Ooh, have I ever been called into the boss's office? Jesus Christ, let me count the damn ways. There's no shortage of those. Let's see. Faked an illness to stay home from work. Who hasn't made money illegally? We won't talk about that. Facebook stalked an ex. Guys, don't Facebook stalk exes. It's bad juju. It's just a bad idea all around. You guys are really quiet tonight. For a stream that I thought would be people, you know, asking all kinds of questions, you guys are really quiet tonight. Let's see here. Spend time in jail. Maybe. Spend a night in the hospital. Actually, funny enough, I never spent the night. Well, I showed up at 3 a.m. and left at like 8. I don't know how that counts. Doesn't really. It's not like a nighttime stay. Let's see. Woken up in a strange place. Which time? Let's see. I think the chat's messed up because we're not getting. Did the stream go dead for you guys? Suddenly there's a huge drop off and nothing's chatting. I think YouTube messed up. But nothing looks bad. What the fuck, YouTube? Huh. Double check all my numbers over here. Apologies, guys. Oh, there we go. That was really weird. That was really strange. Can you guys see the... Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck happened there? I broke it, apparently. Strange. Are you guys able to chat again? Yeah, all of a sudden, it went dark. We lost a bunch of people. And my story broke the stream. I didn't think it was that bad of a story. Back in... Yeah, sorry, guys. I don't know what happened there. It was really strange. Yeah, I think YouTube just fucked up again. Yeah, my poor dream car. I think I still... There's actually a really long story even beyond that I'll tell on my other channel. That car actually went missing because I had it fixed. I had the car fixed, and the first guy that fixed it didn't actually fix it. That's why I had to fix it myself. He charged me $1,800, and then I found out he did nothing. And needless to say, I was really happy about that. Yeah, I broke YouTube because of my story. Apparently. Yeah, so... Yeah, he charged me $1,800. He didn't do anything to the car. And so, needless to say, that was a dispute. And then I took it to another shop. We did some more work. And then that shop held it for a while. And then actually... One way or another, basically, I lost my job and I wasn't able to pay for the stuff they did. So we worked out a deal where I'd trade, the car basically as advertising for paying off my bill. And then he sold his business to another guy who literally just took all of our cars and stole all the parts off of them that were worth any money and shoved him into a ravine. I'm not even exaggerating. It was a messed up scenario, but that's a whole other story for another day. Farm with a shotgun. No! No! Jeer the meme, what it is, man. You should accept my friend's request. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot. We forgot to go accept friends requests. We'll do that after this. Hope you're well. I'm doing pretty good, my man. I'm actually doing really well tonight. Having a very good night. YouTube shot the bed. Yeah, YouTube shot the bed hard back there. We lost a lot of viewers on that one. Moment you added too much chili and the jalapenos. What? Dude, jalapenos? Are you serious? Oh, there's a story. There's a fun one. I got a live stream alert from another YouTuber saying YouTube failed on us. Yeah, apparently. YouTube had a big hiccup there. I was really afraid it was my network. I was really mad. Just ditched Dokkan to get back into a Power Rangers mobile game. I know a lot of people that were looking... Well, I mean, like, I know Omni was really looking forward to that game. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. At some point, at the end of the day, you gotta play the game you love, right? You gotta support the franchise you love. It's a thing. So, yeah, the chili story is actually a funny one. I love making chili. Chili's one of my favorite foods. Not the favorite, but it's up there. And I love hot chili. So when I grow my own peppers, and so when I make chili, like, it could clear the house. And we were having a party up here at the old CBR campus, as we call it, and it was I think everybody went out for something, and I was gonna stay behind to make chili, and it was just me, and for whatever reason Vic stayed behind. I don't remember why. For those of you guys that know Toothpick Vic, frequent friend of the channel, frequent guest here, great guy. So he and I were just chilling at the house, and I was making chili. And the way I make chili is I basically started off like a gumbo. You literally make a roux out of the damn the peppers and all that shit. So as I'm making this roux, and I'm not really thinking anything of it, we've got ghost chilies in there. We've got Trinidad scorpions. Oof. Cold chili. Really? Really? Is that a Fresh Prince reference? Because if it is, I love you. I love that show. Yeah, so as I'm making that, I'm not even thinking about it. Like, we've got ghost chilies in there, we got Trinidad scorpions, we got really hot shit in there making this roux. And everyone happens to come home right before I start adding the tomato sauce and the ingredients to actually make the chili. It's just like the base of it right now. And my wife walks in the door and she starts gagging and screaming, and her whole face literally swells up. Like, I mean, like, actually swells up, and tears are just coming out of her eyes. And we're like, what happened? What? And she's like, it's like tear gas. You mean Popeye? Yeah, I do mean Popeye. Funny enough, Vic is going to be at KamehamehaCon. Wrong Vic, and I'd be surprised. So yeah. Wrong Vic. Toothpick Vic, not that guy. I wouldn't associate with him. That's a whole other story. I've told that story a million times. And I don't care not to tell it right now. So we didn't think anything of it. Like, we'd just been chilling in it the whole time. So everyone comes in, they're just gagging. And so we're like, what's going on? We walk outside. We're like, it's fine out here. And we turn around. The two of us walk back inside. And there's no more. You go through the door. And it's like you were hit in the face with a can of tear gas. We had actually, well, I say we, I had actually produced such a pungent mixture that you couldn't enter the house. We had to open up all the doors and windows and air the entire house out because of how strong the pepper odor was. And I'd been standing over that bitch and just become immune to it. One time I put this really hot sauce on my chicken and my mouth was burning. I've eaten hot... okay. If you've ever been to Pepper Palace, either in Gatlinburg or in St. Augustine, they have this stuff called the hottest sauce in the universe. It's 2 million Scoville. I covered a chip in that stuff once upon a time and regretted the hell out of it. Oh yeah, no, it was a gas chamber. Like, you... Walking back in, it hurt my lungs. This is why chili is gross. Chili's amazing. You watch your mouth. Need advice on physical Vegeta in 80 stones, but I didn't have Super Saiyan 3 Bardock? What? What do you mean? Okay. So, need advice. Got physical Vegeta in 80 stones, but I don't have Super Saiyan 3 Bardock and the free-to-play, or the full-power Goku. Do I change? Yeah, do it. Absolutely go after him. This is a great banner to go after them on. Alright. So it looks like we still got 37 likes, guys. So make sure you guys continue hitting that like button. We remember 50 is our goal for a multi tonight. So make sure you're still hitting it. Though we might do something because of that YouTube screw up. I don't know what to do with that. Yeah. Chili is amazing, dude. You could do like anything with chili. I've made all kinds of chili. But yeah, that one just happened to be a little over the top. The best part is, it was the best chili I've ever made. Everybody loved it. The end of the, like, when it was actually cooked and ready and done and to serve, people lost their shit. It was so good. Isn't that the place where you have to sign a waiver to try the chili? Yes. Yes, it is. Look, I have signed waivers for more hot sauce in my life than I think I've not signed waivers for. Good hot sauce, damn well better burned twice. Would you eat a gravy chili? What do you mean gravy chili? Or you're being a troll. You're being a troll. I've eaten a lot of different types of chili. I love me some chili. But, yeah. God, what's a really fun story that we've got? I could tell... All right, well, let's go on 1 o'clock. I guess I could tell the story. My best friend in high school. I could tell... Who wants to hear the story about how I met my best friend in high school? That's a fun one. Why doesn't YouTube let me watch live and only lets you watch 55-second delay? It shouldn't. No, that's a story for another night. If it gets really late, and I mean really late, I might tell that one. But that's a really long story, and you've got to get through a few before we do that. Have you tried Carolina Reaper peppers? Yes. I have tried Reaper peppers. Scorpions, I think, are a little bit hotter, but yeah, I actually grow Reaper peppers. I grow Reapers, I grow Scorpions, I grow Ghost Chilies, I grow Ghost Chilies, I grow Chocolate Ghosts, I grow, of course, habaneros, jalapenos, the usual. What's the other one? There's another one that's like big and green, but it's hotter than all blazes. I forget what it's called. I grow those too. I grow pennies. Godfather has a fucking money tree. Sake time. What do you mean sake time? Oh shit, we got 40 likes. All right, cool. We got this. We got this. We're going to go do a single summon. We are 9 likes away from a multi, guys, so make sure you guys continue hitting that like button. And it is lagging a fucking again. YouTube, what are you doing? YouTube is acting like a piece of shit tonight. We need Dr. J and the Women's Words of Wisdom. Oh my god. You guys will love this story if I can actually tell it, if YouTube will let me. Yeah, its diagnostic is just bad. This isn't going to work. Oh, Bahoot Jalokia? Yeah, that's basically Ghost Chili's. Ghost Chili's are like the brand name version of Bahoot, but yeah. LR loading stream. Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it, and it's... Everything looks gorgeous on my end. Everything looks beautiful. And I've got, for once, no problems with my network. Comcast is acting right. YouTube is being a piece of shit tonight. It's not lagging for me. All right. Well, we'll just continue and pretend like nothing's happening. All right. Is it the time you got herpes from the one-legged? I just got telling him. I got done telling him the chili story, the one where you and I gassed everyone out of the house with because I accidentally made tear gas. Why is the story called Purple Vomit? Because it ends in me vomiting purple everywhere. I had to buy my parents new carpet in their house. We'll tell that story later. We'll tell that story later. Read my last comment. Carolina Reapers are hotter than Scorpions. Is that supposed to be Pepper X or Pooper X? Either way. I haven't checked on my peppers in a really, really long time. But they're so insanely hot right now. It's ridiculous. All right, guys. I'm going to do the 40 summon, like... Yeah. No, like, I was telling them, like, we had no idea. It was when everybody came home and we walked outside and came back in and got smacked in the face with that frickin' load of tear gas that everything went to absolute hell. No, we're not gonna. Pooper X. And another freaking Hercule card. These summons are bad. We're 7 likes away, so make sure you guys continue hitting that like button. Yeah, so if you guys want a really fun one that's a little controversial, a little insight into your old boy's life, I could tell you guys the story about how I met my best friend in high school. That's a good one. Favorite pepper is wax pepper. I cannot relate. Like, wax pepper, just fucking eat a piece of candy. Come on. Nah. All right. So yeah, I'll just jump into that story then. We'll just get the ball rolling on some bullshit. The Vic gift store. That's his story to tell. That is his story to tell. I am not telling that story in his behalf. All I'll say is at some point in time, you gotta go find a bottle of new skin. And you gotta just experiment, because apparently magical things happen. Underground Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky shrine. Only tell my stories for donos. Yeah. Hey, new skin is the best. Transfer your Vegeta needs EZA already? Yes, he does. Actually, no, he doesn't. Just get him to blue. Go into Haruta Garden and let him get blue, and then you'll love life. Alright. I'll just have to ignore what YouTube's doing. I have no fucking clue what it's doing. Though, Vic, I need to talk to you after stream for just a minute, because I've got nothing on tomorrow, and I need to get some deets. Alright. So, the story about how I met my best friend in high school. Not a story I would ever recommend you replicating. But especially considering, like, tell the high school story. Yeah, that's what I'm telling right now. So, I grew up in a very interesting neighborhood. Most of the people that I grew up with were really, really well-to-do, and like a lot of the kids in my high school were extremely wealthy. So, it wasn't that uncommon for money to do what money does, and brain cells to do what brain cells don't. So, basically what it was is there was a guy that would do a house party. And since the town I lived in was developing all the fucking time, there were houses being built all the time. So what somebody would do is they'd find a house where somebody was seeing the Hestia-mobile. Oh, God. So basically what somebody would do is they'd find a house that was being built that had a pool. And then they'd be like, cool, all right, we're going to have a party here Friday night, be there, etc., etc. And then they go over to the house that, mind you, is like, got no walls, got nothing. It's just basically as basic as you can get. Wooden walls, maybe electricity's usually on at that point. There's enough water you can actually put a hose in 2 days early and fill the pool. So that's what we do. On weekends, we'd go to this house, and this guy had a truck that he'd outfitted as a mobile DJ stand. And, he knew the deal. So he'd go to the house, set up, get the beats going, get the tunes going, and then we just show up. You could hear it, and then everyone knew where to go. Everyone would... Back before the days of cell phones, we found ways to get word around. So we go to this house, and we'd be chilling, and then obviously, naturally, the cops would show up. But since the city didn't just have roads, we also had, these little trails that went everywhere. They're literally, paved trails throughout the backwoods of the entire city. And you could basically use that as an escape route if, the party gets shut down by the cops. So you were never really in all that much danger of getting arrested there. And usually the cops just didn't give a fuck. They just didn't want, they wanted to basically say, we showed up, sorry neighbors, have a nice rest of your night, we did our job. Yay, us. So we were at this one house one night, and it was just happened to be one neighborhood over from where I lived at the time. Mexican bender is the best bender in Futurama. Yeah. Can I add you in Dokkan? Yes, guys. Exclamation point friend. That'll give you the friend code, and you can add me, and I will go accept all the friends requests right now. In fact. So, the long and the short of it is, one night it was the next neighborhood over from where I lived. This guy, we had set up, we had the music going, and everybody shows up. And it was a 2-story house this time. And I'll never forget because, one thing led to another. I was just, there may or may not have been beverages that exchanged hands that we weren't necessarily of the correct age to drink, and things like that happened. And I was just chilling upstairs and, just be an awkward teenager. And of course there's people, making out all around you. And that's when you hear the dude over the loudspeaker, because he'd just go over the intercom and be like, cops, run. And then he'd shut everything up, drive 2 doors down, and just park in someone's driveway and cut off all his lights and basically wait for the heat to die down. YouTube channel says it's made in Mexico. Does it now? Does it? So, I'm upstairs, mind you, in the second floor of this house that has no windows, barely has walls, and has a pool. And I'm now trapped. Like, the cops are swarming everywhere. I mean fucking everywhere. And there just happened to be like a balcony coming off this balcony coming off the bedroom, the master bedroom upstairs, and I'm in the master bedroom, and like I've got nowhere to go. My options are get arrested or jump. So I'm walking over to the edge, and I'm looking down. I'm like, I mean, it's close enough. Like I could make it into the pool. This probably is by design. And that's when the cop comes up the stairs. He's like, "Hey, kid, stop what you're doing!" And shines the light at me. I'm like, "Oh well, fuck it," and jump and come down into the pool on top of an underclassman. I think it was a junior at the time or something like that. Sent you a friend's request? All right. I'll go accept the friend's request. I don't see any new friend's requests, though. So, it's the worst feeling in the world landing on somebody when you're running from the cops. And so I'm like, I swim to the top. I grab him by the shirt collar, pull him up, and I look at him. I'm like, "Oh shit, you're so-and-so from a math class." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I know you." And we're like, "Oh, it's hilarious." And that's when the cop's upstairs. He shines his light in the pool on top of us, and he's like, "You two, stop where you are." What is your friend ID? Just exclamation point friend. Exclamation point friend. And it's all right there. So, I still, to this day, do not know how we got out of the pool. All I remember is that situation, and the next thing we know, we are out of the pool on the side of it, bolting into the woods. There you go. Thank you, JLX. Yeah, guys, we'll accept all the friends requests tonight. Let me see how many friends we have available now. But, see, like I said, this is like, these are all these paths in the middle of the woods that basically were initially designed for bikes and stuff, but people use golf carts on them. And, because I was the next street over, pretty much, I knew all these woods. In fact, the creek down there, I used to play in. I played in that creek since I was 5 years old. I knew this creek like the back of my fucking hand. So, we ducked down into the creek as the cops are running down the cart path, and they've got the cars going, and the cart paths aren't even big enough for a cop car to get down, but they're still driving them up and down. They're picking kids up left and right. And appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I'll go ahead and accept some more friends requests here. And we're like legit just ducking down in this freaking in this gully, like just watching the cops run around, pick up other dudes, and it was hilarious. And like they never caught the guy that was running these parties. They never caught him. Oh my god. And like we were best friends after, like fucking inseparable. And we met him. I probably almost killed him, to be honest, but yeah, it was the funniest goddamn scenario. Requested. Alright. I just accepted a bunch of nanos. Alright, so we are at 48. We got 52 slots open, guys, so don't be bashful about making friends requests tonight. Light, what it is, Mang? How you doing tonight? Yeah. That's, of all the ways to make a friend, that's probably the craziest that I've ever... Though Vic and I have a really interesting story from the first time we met, too. And I still owe the man fucking the world for that shit. Basically, that night I owe him for not killing me in my sleep. Because I probably would have. Just been in the... Gone like, well, you made your bed. Never went to high school party. Ooh. Okay, I can't... So I, like, legitimately can't imagine in this day and age you would get away with any of that bullshit. With cameras like the R and all this... Like, that dude that had the truck, like, he was real smart. But most of these kids nowadays, like, if you had a kid with a cell phone doing some shit like that, he's going to record the whole fucking thing and post it on Facebook or Twitter and get caught in 15 minutes. I'm just saying. Like, it's going to be stupid. Completely. Oh, yeah, no, I've got, like, my high school years were all kinds of messed up. I had a girl that I was dated in high school for a long time. And she and I got into some major trouble because we were rather promiscuous on the school grounds. Never went to a high school prep rally or senior prom. Prom is overrated. Prom is seriously overrated. Unless you're getting laid afterwards. Then prom is amazing. I'll be up and running soon with my Dokkan account. Nice! Light. Good news, my man. Good to hear, my man. Prep rallies were mandatory in my high school. I mean, they were in mine too, but it didn't mean I went. Tell that story? Which story? Oh, no, we're not telling all that story. I'll just say, like... Okay. I will say one of the funniest times... Because my high school had multiple stories on... It was a bunch of different buildings that were literally connected by a few halls. And some of those buildings were, like, several stories tall. So we had stairwells in them. And I guess whoever designed the school didn't think they were designing a school? Because Lord knows, like, you give a kid, like a high school age kid especially, who has, like, any kind of ingenuity, you give them a way to hide and duck and escape. They're gone, man. They're done, man. There's no stopping that kid. So, when I was in high school... like, legitimately, the stairwells, generally became, well, no one else in the school that I ever came into contact with before then or since, ever admitted that they did this, but she and I, we had a couple of stairwells that we, rather consummated a few times a day. Teachers tell me that it's the best time for senior... Oh. Never cared for students in the school. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you're 15 years old. Your hormones are raging. This girl's like, I'm ready to go. And there's, like, these corners and nooks and crannies and all these fucking places that literally you could just go back and hide and they'd never fucking find you. And, yeah, I'm just saying, it's still a bad idea. Like I don't mean like a... It's kind of just not a good idea. No, it's a fucking horrifying idea. Horrifying idea. Pulled 5 SSRs with no transferring Vegeta. Damn, y'all. Guys, we are 5 likes away from that multi, so make sure you guys are hitting that like button. I'll tell some more stories. Yeah, so the long and the short of it is when you guys say, oh, we want V-card stories, I'm just saying, that was me at 15. So before you start asking for some of those really intimate stories, you might want to start taking things like that into perspective. I mean, we were both 15. It's not today. My God, if I'm pulling some shit like that today, I'd damn well belong in jail. Nope. But I mean, when you're 15, you do all kinds of dumb shit. Once again, though, when I was 15, cell phones had like barely existed. Like I had a cell phone when I was 16 years old, and that's only because I bought it. Like I bought my cell phone, my first cell phone, and the service was ungodly expensive. Oof, Light, I'm so sorry, my dude. Want to tell you a story, but I really shouldn't and possibly can't tell it. That interests me. Yeah, so some of these stories are kind of messed up. What else? What else could I tell, man? Let's go back to our Never Have I Ever list. Let's see. Never have I ever texted while driving. Oh, who hasn't? That's really stupid. Oh. Woken up in a strange place. More times than I can admit. Let's see. Purposely given someone the wrong directions. What the hell's that? Come on, those aren't good stories. Shaved my head bald. No, but I did wake up with cornrows once. That was a fun one. What happens on stream stays on stream? No, what happens on stream becomes permanent record for frickin' YouTube later on. Kids in my school, oh, they were, yeah. Time you got your... Look, that actually isn't a funny story. I was on a road trip. And I don't know if you guys, because like we already established that I like cars. I don't know if you guys ever had these kinds of problems, but when I was in college, we would go on road trips all the fucking time. Like, legitimately, I would get in the car on Friday afternoon, and yes, Vic, you did just launch a story, and you know goddamn well which story this is. I would get in the car on a Friday afternoon, and I'd just go. Like, college was over. I'm done with my day. It's 3 o'clock. My happy ass is going to Florida. Don't know what I'm doing in Florida, but my happy ass is going to Florida. So, and I would. I'd just go. I'd go usually to Sarasota or sometimes Pensacola, and my happy ass would just get there and figure out what I'm doing. And so when the Porsche was running one time, I got in the car and I just decided I was going to drive down there. And I decided I wanted to see how quickly... No, not telling that. I'll tell that story later. I want to see how quickly I could get from my apartment to Sarasota. Because we had done it in my friend's Ford Escort. And we had set a time of 5.5 hours, which is really fucking fast. But we also did that with about a roughly, give or take, half-hour break because he locked his goddamn keys in the car and we had to find someone to Slim Jim it. So my theory goes, if his Ford Escort can do the trip in 5 hours, give or take, I should have no problems, and I mean no problems, doing this. YouTube is fucking up all over the place and it's making me really mad. I should have absolutely no problems doing this trip in 4 hours. For perspective, let me get the distance on that. For perspective, that is 432 miles of just straight open interstate. So to do this, to see if I could do this. Did you get my friend code? I'll go take a look at the friends right now. I'll go take a look at the friends, guys. To make sure that I could do this, I did pack a few things. And one of those was a Gatorade bottle. So if I needed to relieve myself, I could just, you know, foot on the clutch, off the accelerator, neutral, and just coast while I coast. The problem is, like, you still, like, you know, in your 20s, and sometimes you get weird things happening to yourself, and your body has, like, as a dude, sometimes your body has a way of just going, this is the moment. I don't know why, but right now. And you're like, right now? Right now. I gotta go. So you can't go when it's like right now. And I'm in the car by myself, so right now means nothing. And it got stuck in the Gatorade bottle. JLX, I had not thought about that. So here I am. And now, mind you, again, this is in the Porsche, so I'm cruising probably about 120, 130 miles an hour. With my junk stuck in a Gatorade bottle because I tried to relieve myself so I could make this trip to Sarasota without stopping. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, Vic. Pretty much. You're not wrong. So, to make matters worse, when you're traveling in a Porsche down I-75, you know, through the center of Florida, you're going to come across some police officers. It's inevitable. And back in the day, like, if you were doing more than, like, 85 miles an hour, usually they didn't give a shit. They were just like, whatever, we're not catching them. They would just leave it the fuck alone. But if a cop does pull out on you... Max, no! God damn it. Could at least do, like, exclamation point story time, for fuck's sake. So, needless to say, this was that moment where I'm going, and I'm like... Nicola Kale with a 99-cent dono! So, I'm traveling, like I said, about $1.20, $1.30. I'm not even paying attention to the speed. I just know I'm flying. Junk in a Gatorade bottle, and, like, I gotta pee so it actually hurts, and I can't because now I'm in this particular situation. And that's when I pass the cop, and I see the lights go on. And I'm hoping that this is that moment of clarity where I'm going to be like, and that's the end of it. There's nothing to be excited about anymore. And I can let go and then relieve myself and continue on my way. But no. So I just put the pedal to the floor and found the next fucking goddamn... Like, the next exit was like 5 miles. So I've got my foot to the floor, and I'm just trying to get the fuck away. And I get to the next exit, I just cut over all lanes. I think it was like 3-4 lanes at the time. I just cut over all lanes and just drove and found a fucking field and literally just pulled the car into a field and had to sit there. And it ruined my goddamn time. Do I have a timer on that, Max? Let me see if I have a timer on that. I might have a timer on it. The answer is I didn't make it in 4 hours. And I was exceptionally upset. It was 4.5 hours. Still record time, but... So that's the time that I was driving down the interstate with my junk in a Gatorade bottle getting chased by the cops. So, yeah. That once again tells you the level of my stupidity. Is it not working? Huh. That's weird that it's not working. Was that it? I mean, have you ever gone 130 miles an hour getting chased by the cops with your junk stuck in a Gatorade bottle? Vic's the one who brought it up, so I'm just saying. Let's see. Let's like the streams. Yeah, 5 more likes, guys. 5 more likes. I mean, what other stories do you want? Hold on, let me pull that page back up over here. Because I'm like, usually someone says something and it just prompts a thought in my head. Knowingly running a red light, written a book. Oh god, I've wanted to write a book, but there's no way it's getting published. Taken, oh my god, we could talk about the taking something from a restaurant story. So, that's actually one of my personal favorites. It's fairly innocent-ish. But, so, purple vomiting, we'll tell that story later. Fighting story? I don't want to tell that story. That story makes me sad. So, our old friend Toothpick Vic here has a bit of kleptomania, shall I say. I'm gonna go run events real quick while we're doing this, and see if I can run events and tell stories at the same time. So, our friend Toothpick Vic here, he has a bit of kleptomania, and when we go to restaurants, he usually likes to find something on the table that he's then going to keep as a memento. It's not the worst thing anybody can do, but it is pretty fucking hilarious. Because we went to this really nice burger joint. When I say really nice, it's one of those joints where they like, you know, they're like grass-fed Wagyu beef for their burgers, and, you know, the onion rings are made with vodka and fucking, you know, wheat flour in-house and all that shit. So, you know, burgers are like $20. They make shakes with liquid nitrogen and vodka, and those are like another $7-8. So it's not a cheap place to eat by any stretch. And so, and I'll get to my part of the story too. I'll just get his part out of the way. So basically, what happened is we were not accustomed to this situation. So he's looking at this fucking spoon that comes out of the goddamn milkshake. Of all the goddamn things, it's a fucking spoon that came out of the milkshake. And the funny part is he never actually got to keep the spoon. We trolled him, and a bunch of us kept stealing the spoon from his place and sharing it, and then we'd show back up to conventions with the spoon. But he loved this fucking spoon for whatever reason. He's just balancing the spoon on his finger, and he's just like, feel the weight on this spoon! Feel the weight on the spoon! You can kill an orphan with this thing! And and then, with the fucking waitress standing right behind him, unbeknownst to him at the time, he basically yells, yoink, takes it and shoves it in his pocket. And we are dying. Like, our whole table is halfway between just like, are we about to get kicked the fuck out? Or are they just going to be like, whatever, it's a goddamn spoon? And it turns out they were just like, whatever, it's a goddamn dollar store spoon. So, the saying has since become, feel the weight on this. Well, it just so happens, a few years ago, we were going out with for his roommate's birthday. We go to Longhorn, and we all get steaks, and we have a good time. And I don't know, one thing led to another, and we just happened to be... Oh, I think the waiter came around, everybody ordered martinis. And somehow we were getting, you know, fairly well off. And we told the waiter, just make sure you count the martini glasses in front of him, because one of those is going to disappear tonight. And the waiter's like, oh, like hell it's going to disappear tonight. He's like, I'm responsible for those things, and I was going to take that one home later anyway. We're like, wait, what? What? Nothing. So, the waiter was going to steal the fucking silverware. Whatever. So we're drinking, and we're having a great time, and it's maybe like 2 hours in. We're really just making a general nuisance of ourselves. But I was the only person at the table that actually finished my whole meal. Everybody else got theirs, a portion of their meal to go. So when it came time to pay for everything, I was like, hey, can I get a... I know, right? I was like, can I get a to-go box too? And he's like, well, you don't have any food. And I'm like, yeah, but I feel left out. So he's like, sure. So he comes back, he brings the box. The thing he didn't do is he didn't take any of the shit away from in front of us. But I said, if I take a martini glass, he's going to know immediately because he's going to come back and count those. So one of the things they had done whenever they give you a martini, they always leave you the shaker. But this was a good fucking shaker. This was like one of the ones that had like all the recipes on it and like twists and all this shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see if I can get away with this. So I open up the fucking styrofoam box, shove the shaker in, close the bitch, but the shaker's too big for the box. So the box is bulging at all seams, and it doesn't fit, and it's really fucking obvious. And everybody's laughing their asses off. And the waiter comes back, and I shit you not, he looks straight at the box, looks around, starts counting the martini glasses, and then it's just like, you guys are good, and walks the fuck off. So here we are, we're in the back of the fucking restaurant, and we're like, can we make it to the front? And my wife at the time is like, if we get arrested because you're stealing a martini shaker, I'm going to divorce you and then murder you in that exact order. So we did. We marched from the back of the fucking restaurant. Everybody's got their to-go boxes. My to-go box is like half fucking closed with the martini shaker hanging half the fuck out of it. And we're just walking through this restaurant. Get to the front. They're like, bye, have a nice night. I'm like, later. Walk over to the thing of mints. Pop the bag open. Dump a bunch of the mints in there. Shut it back up and just peace out. I still have that martini shaker too. That is a good martini shaker. What's your friend code? Exclamation friend point or exclamation friend. Toad, what it is, man? How you doing tonight? Yeah, so basically the long and the short of it, you guys come down from MomoCon and we go out to eat, and you hear Vic say, hey, feel the weight on this. It's probably time to go the other direction and pretend you don't know the dude. AGL Rage Virginia Bullet. Yes. Rainbow them and give them dodge. How many... Oh, God. I'll leave it to you one night to tell your birthday party story, because that birthday party story was epic. But I have no place telling that story. All good stories to hanging out with Vic. Dude. All right. So I'll tell you guys what. Let's go ahead. I will tell the purple vomit story if we go ahead and hit 50 likes. Let's do that, guys. Let's get 3 more likes real fast, and I'll tell the purple vomit story, because that's a long story that has a lot of parts involved in it. Dodge and critical, like 3 additional. I wouldn't do additional. So he's going to get no benefits from additional, right? He's only going to get benefits from critical, so I'd give him critical, but I'd give him as much dodge as possible. Because remember, unlike the other Vegeta, he doesn't tank. Okay? His only real benefit is his retaliation. So he's not going to hit very well. He's more or less just like a blocking unit. But he's a really good blocking unit, and if you give him max dodge, he's going to dodge fairly frequently. It's almost on the level of having like a 50 or so percent tank rate. So for me, I think it's worth. Alright, did I like the stream? What do you mean did I like the stream? Oh. Well, there's 50 likes. Vic Mignana's coming to KamehamehaCon. I wouldn't bet on it. Alright, guys, we're going to do the multi-summon here. So, do me a favor, guys, and after the multi-summon, I'll tell the purple vomit story. But I want you guys to be aware that this is not something you should ever even attempt to replicate. This story is extraordinarily shameful. Is the purple vomit story funny? I don't even know if I should tell it on stream. That's where it kind of is. Zelos!
And you can strut around with that sexy take of oxygen. D-I-N-O-S-A. You are a dinosaur. O-L-D-M, man. You're just an old man.
Who'd have fudge had nerve to dislike? Whatever. Alright, guys. Gohan and Piccolo. I know. Let's do this. Let's do this. Just got home. You good, my man? Good to see you, my dude. How you doing tonight? You missed the origin of the Feel the Weight on this? SSG. SSG. And second form fucking Frieza. Guys, drop me some luck. Can I drop me some clovers, some blue balls, whatever you got to get. Can't wait to hear the story. Yeah. Once again, I'll reiterate, this is not something you ever want to replicate. Rough day. Oof. I'm sorry, my dude. I'm so sorry, my man. We got Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's never a bad thing. When you get a combo and it's SSG, it's a bad feeling for me. I've had luck with SSG lately. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think he's not featured. So let's see what happens here. That's not the Vegeta we're looking for. Not the Vegeta we're looking for. Mickey Wynn, thank you so much for the clovers, my man. Same with Big Panda. Thank you guys for them 4-leaf clover luxes. We got at least 3 SSRs in here. I think Zephyr Star still has that spoon, man. I'm pretty sure he said he still has that spoon. Are you serious right now? Jesus Christ, I don't even think I've had that card. Well, that's an interesting poll. I can say with honest and legitimate truth, I think this is my first int Mr. Satan. I think so. I could be wrong. That's best Hercule. Better than the 777 Hercule. That Hercule. Hey! A dupe of Pandel. Never a bad thing. But I think that's the featured. And I think that calls it. I need to go look at my ints real quick. Alright. Never seen that one before. I don't remember when he was added, but he's not like he's really worth a shit to begin with. Alright. Let's see. I think that's my first one. I'm going to be real. Nope. I have one more. Because he's the one that Dokkan's into this one. So, Supreme Damage Meaty Champs to stun the enemy. Oh, that's right. He's the one who... High chance to evade enemy's attack, including super attack. Reduces damage received by 50 to 90%. The less HP remaining, the less damage received. So... yeah, he's actually a really good tank. Yep, I forgot all about him. Pretty good multi. Meh. Okay. Where's Pandel? There she is. I am actually going to go open a dupe path on her. I'm going to go for real open a dupe path on her. Alright. So we hit 50 likes, so I'll tell the story. But I want to preface this once again. This is probably one of the dumbest things I have ever done. And it probably had a high likelihood of killing me. And I say that in absolutely no uncertain terms. Like, it was incredibly stupid. It should never be replicated. It's not anything to really be proud of. It was a very, very dumb, stupid thing to do. So, I think we've all determined that I'm not a very intelligent person. Are you saving stones for the Supreme Kai? Thick. I'm... gotta pull Vegeta first. Gotta pull Vegeta, man. Got no choice. So, basically, when I was in high school and college, I used to go to concerts all of the time. I went to a ton of concerts and a ton of different type of concerts. I've seen acts you can't even imagine and all kinds of crazy shit. But one of the things I never did is I never had that experience of going to a Jimmy Buffett concert, which is a whole different situation altogether. That's a concert that is a lifestyle and an experience. But a friend of mine got tickets, and we decided we were going to go. And basically, he's like, if you've never been, you got to tailgate. But what we're going to do to tailgate is he's like, I've got this little charcoal grill, and I've got, some hot dogs and some hamburgers that I prepared. And we're gonna get out there about 10 a.m. and we're just going to park. And you're going to watch some magic happen. And I was like, oh, okay. Cool. Let's just see where this night goes. And this sounds really bad. We did not smash in the parking lot. Not my thing. So we get to the parking lot about 10 a.m. We just set up our shit. And not long after we show up, this other dude shows up in this truck. And I kid you not, the entire bed of the truck is filled with sand. And he's got an inflatable palm tree, a lawn flamingo, and a blender attached to a a power inverter so he could plug it into his truck. And this dude legitimately pulled up. He had pins on the back of the truck bed, so he pulled the pins open, pushed the truck bed up, it would dump out all the sand. They had a little kiddie pool. He put the kiddie pool out, filled it with ice, set up the inflatable and the flamingo and the lawn chair, and just sat there. It was he's like, this is my oasis. I was like, okay. You good, bro? He's like, yeah. So, all right. Interesting character. And so he brought with him enough materials to make enough margaritas to probably murder to give a small country alcohol poisoning. This guy was filling milk jugs with margaritas and just passing them out. And I happen to realize this is how tailgating works at a Jimmy Buffett concert. You bring your provisions and enough to share, and then it just becomes a community. We had another guy pulled up on the other side of us. He brought some of his wares. We'll call it vaping, for lack of a nicer way to put it. And so he brought his wares, and he was sharing. And then we were in the middle, and we had the burgers, and we were grilling out. Some dude came across from us. He actually went down to the store and brought some shrimp. So we were grilling shrimp and burgers and hot dogs and all this stuff. And so our little community, basically, we had the dude with the alcohol. We had the food. We had another guy that was running out grabbing meat periodically. We had the other guy next to us who was, bringing his stuff. And we had a really great afternoon. We sat around. I don't even know how many margaritas I had. It was a really fun time. And then about 6 o'clock, they open the gates, and we all go into the concert venue, smashed out of our minds. Which, the last thing I really remember, besides, holes in the actual concert itself, as we're walking into the venue, this guy's right in front of us, this big mass of people, crowding into this bottleneck. And this guy's got 4 milk jugs on him full of margaritas. And he's just chugging out of one of them. And job interview tomorrow? Yeah, this is not a job interview story. Have a good one, Lucario. Have a great one, man. So basically, he gets to the gate, and the gate guard is like, dude, you absolutely cannot bring that in here. There's simply no way. And he's like, well, are you serious, man? He's like, yeah, you gotta discard that. And he's just like, bottoms up, and just, with the milk jug, chugs one of them, and passes the rest of them back. And, the one that gets to me is maybe about half full. Nicola Kale with $1.03 dono. Thank you so much, my dude. Thank you, my man. You are the best. Yeah, it's got about half full, and I am just chugging this bastard, not thinking about it, because I'm still pretty young, and this is, fairly new experience for me, being out in the Georgia heat, on asphalt, not really drinking water like I should. First clue, this is about to go really fucking bad. And we get to the concert venue. And I kind of hit that state of, I remember a few things from the concert, but not that much. I remember my favorite songs, and that's kind of about it. I'm going to be real. I don't even remember who opened up for him. I don't have a clue. So, needless to say, there's a lot of rowdy people at this concert, too, because everybody's in about the same state I was. And the concert's over, and, you know, the venue at this point, all the people that work there are done with us all. And they're like, you guys gotta go. So we get out to the parking lot, and, like, my friend and I, we were like, we're just going to sleep here, we're just going to crash out in the car, and we're just going to let things happen. And so we're getting in the car, we're getting things settled, and they come around, they're like, no, you got to leave now. You just fucking got to go. We're like, we're both pretty lit, and it's probably not a good idea for us to drive. And he's like, look, you get out, we don't care. So Mr. Oasis had to go, Cheech and Chong had to go. Like, it was interesting. So my friend was driving because he was at least still pretty straight. I was in no condition, and it wasn't even my car. And so he's like, man, he's like, now that we're moving and all this stuff, man, I really still want to go party. I'm like, okay, well, not sure if YouTube has killed the chat again, guys. My apologies. Let me know if there's a problem with the chat, because this is a problem we had earlier too. But so I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, well, what are we going to do? Oh, I know. We'll go to the club, because there was a club that was, up at the top, basically the very tip top of Atlanta. That was a really neat club. Thank you, Celos. Thank you. And they had live music and all that stuff all the time. And so we thought that would be a great place to go hang out and, kind of, do our thing. Sober up and whatever. But we get there, and they're it's that night where they've got pre-mixed liquor that they've got to get rid of because it's about to expire. So they're doing stage shots. Probably just listening. All right. Well, the chat messed up earlier, and there was no way for me to know, and I just want to double check it. So they're doing stage shots. So in my infinite wisdom, I'm like, I haven't had enough to drink yet. Let's go do that. Mind you, I still have not had any water since 10 a.m. And this is like 11 now. So we're doing stage shots. And back then, last call was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I think it was 3 this particular night, because I think it was a Friday night. I don't know. No, it was Saturday, so I don't remember. It's irrelevant what time last call was. We hung around that place way past our welcome time. Way past our welcome time. And, but it was cool. I mean, once again, this is a place we went every weekend. We knew everybody in the band. We were, really good friends with everybody there. It was just a good relationship and a great place to be, where you knew you could trust folks. So, like I said, one thing leads to another. My friend meets up with this girl there, and he decides he's going home with her. Well, basically the way this arrangement turned out is she had a friend who had hooked up with another dude there. And we went to this house, and as I'm starting to sober up, I'm realizing that this is that guy's house. So that guy is smashing old girl's friend. Old girl has drug us along just as collateral damage. And I'm sitting here as the fifth wheel. And I'm like, anybody who's been in the situation of being a fifth wheel knows it is no fun. It is just no fun. And I'm already like very, 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 very gone. And so I decided to make matters worse, because when we got there, the dude whose house it was, he decided to make a pitcher of Rum Runner. What I didn't realize is when he made the pitcher, he poured that into 3 really tall glasses. And I had passed initially, but as everyone else in that house was pretty well drunk, I just went around the house and found glasses that were mostly full, and, well, in a drunken state, and not, being my usual fairly hypochondriac self, I just decided to finish them. Before I know it, I have now, on top of everything else, finished an entire pitcher of Rum Runner. So, you can kind of see where things took a turn for the worst. I am now at a state where I have no clue what's going on. I am now, this is the state at which I now hit blackout drunk, and I don't know what's happening. Everything from here for about the next 2-3 hours is stuff I have been told I did. Apparently, after I settle down on old boy's couch, I get up at some point and I'm just like, I gotta go. And I walk from the chair that I was sleeping in. My friend is, in his infinite wisdom, still smashing old girl on the couch next to where I'm passed out. So I walk across the living room to this other love seat. And he's like, to quote him, he's like, I saw you standing there for a minute. And then I heard the zipper. And I heard a, And that's when he apparently literally just threw the chick off of himself, ran over to me, puts one hand on my shoulder, and pinches me with the other hand. And escorts me to the bathroom. Cold Slip Plays, what it is, man. How you doing tonight? So, now mind you, I'm still not anywhere near aware of my surroundings. He said that basically, he didn't elaborate too much, but he said the next thing I know, I've come back in the room and it's like you just have done circles. But I mean, I'm also very, very intoxicated at this point in time. And again, I want to point out that none of this was a smart decision. None of this was a good decision. So, great timing to join, I know. So I'm sitting here, you know, obviously very intoxicated. And he's intoxicated, but he's just immediately like, we gotta go. Because this random dude whose house we've now trashed, you've now trashed, technically, I've trashed. He's like, we gotta leave. And I'm like, man, I'm just tired, man. Just let me sleep it off. I'll be good. And he's like, you're gonna be good. This is a red state. He's probably a gun owner. And I most certainly don't want to find out, you know, tomorrow morning. Once again, I want to point out that the two girls had just decided we were going back to this guy's place. He and I had never met this dude in our lives. Like, we did not know this guy. And so, like, the girl he was smashing is now just, like, he lays her on the sofa. She's just laying there, you know, stark nude. And he and I get in his car, and we leave. And this is kind of that moment where the story gets kind of bad. Like, it was kind of fun at that point. At this point, you kind of start to see this dude's real colors. And what basically happened is we drove, I don't even know, I couldn't even tell you where this house was at, but it was minimum an hour to an hour and a half away from my friend's house. And we drive back down to his house, and he just looks me dead in the eye when we get to his house. And he's like, dude, you gotta go home. And I don't know if anybody's ever been in a situation like that, but you sober up instantly. You're like, wait, I'm in no condition to drive. Like, I know I'm in no condition to drive, and I do not care to drive. And he's like, well, I don't care. You know, it's one of those, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Ice, what it is, man. And I'll also preface this by saying that the car I drove at the time was incredibly distinctive. It was very well known. I had lost my license in that car because I accrued so many speeding tickets in it the first year of driving. So it's not like it was inconspicuous. Like, cops saw this car coming from a mile away, and usually I'd get pretty well harassed in this town for it. It's kind of the reason I moved out of my old town. So, and it was a small town, mind you, too, at the time. So now here I am on a Sunday morning at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. And I have the wherewithal to at least go, I need to avoid surface streets. I need to take dirt roads. I need to take back roads. I need to stay off of anything that could be considered a public road. I managed to for the most part. I didn't have any run-ins with the police, and there was, it was as safe as a situation like that could be. It was a huge mistake. Should never have done it. I should have gone to a church parking lot and just had a nap. But, I was put in this crappy situation. So, as those of you that have had adult beverages can probably surmise, this is where we're getting to the fun part. So, I get to my parents' house, and I park the car, and I'm like, cool, I could just chill here, I'm fine, I'm good. I get out of the car, and that's when it hits me. Everything that I have had in my stomach for the past 24 hours is now spilling about 1,000 miles an hour out my mouth. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. There's absolutely nothing. And because of the contents of what I had, it is the most iridescent, day-glow purple that I think has ever been invented. I told you it was a long story. And so now, once again, I want to preface, this is a Sunday morning in a red state. Which, those of you that aren't politically active, basically means a very conservative state. And I am now vomiting neon purple onto my parents' shrubbery. Not wanting to make this, kind of... yeah, pretty much. Not really wanting to make this kind of a scene, I decide I need to get this inside. So, as soon as I'm settled enough, I find a towel in the garage, because I used to work on my cars in the garage, so I had plenty of, microfiber towels and whatnot. So I clean myself up a little bit, and I get inside the house. And I'm like, okay. To paint the picture, my parents' house was basically the longest fucking hallway you've ever seen, with rooms coming off of it. At one end is the kitchen, at the other end is the bathroom. And as soon as I walk in, it was like, my stomach was like, well, round two. And I go full sprint. And I'm sure, as you can already surmise, based on how we prefaced this story, I didn't make it. I don't think I made it a step. I had my hand over my mouth like that. But as you can tell, there's gaps here. So it's like that. Except things are coming out of here and there and there as I'm running. Get to the bathroom and get, literally just crawl in the tub and just yak my brains out. And I blow up the bathroom. The bathroom is just destroyed. And basically the long and the short of it is, that's about the time that my parents come home from church to find me just having completely ruined their house. Their house was just completely destroyed. And I am in a very, very bad state. This is a bad run. What did I just do here? Oh, I need some double attacks in this one. Yeah. Why do we breathe? So, I can tell you I do not remember what the hallway looked like. I will tell you that I had to paint part of that hallway. And then they tell me they had to paint it 3 more times just to get the colors to cover up. I do remember the bill for the carpet. It was extraordinarily steep, and I was just 100% on hook for that. There was no questioning. Are you sure that was me? Are you sure that's where that purple stain came from? Yeah, a purple stain from the kitchen to the bathroom is... We're pretty sure we knew where that came from. Yeah. So, needless to say, if you ever decide to do a concert binge like I did, drink some water and spread out the party. Because I spent, and I'm not even exaggerating, at the time I was going to college and I was living maybe an hour and a half south of where they were at. So they had to drive me back down to my college apartment, and like literally like my father flops me on the couch and is just like, make sure you get to class in the morning. And I'm like, sure, Dad, I'll do that. I'll get right on that for you. And I laid on that couch for 2 days with a bucket under my face. Oh God, I just got fragged. What in the dog shit? That was a really shitty run though. Yeah. Yeah. That's actually called alcohol poisoning, and you in a situation like that, it's probably better just to go to the hospital. But that's the purple vomit story. It is not my most shining achievement. The golf cart story. Oh God, the golf cart story. I forgot we were going to tell that one. I can tell that one. That's a fun one. That's a great one. I love that story. So we, my friend in high school, I've already determined, we had an auto shop class. And when I say we had an auto shop class, we had like welders and we had like access to all kinds of crazy shit that like a 15-year-old does not need. And the town I grew up in, we've already determined pretty much that we had these little paths in the town and everyone drove golf carts everywhere. And that's like a lot of kids didn't drive cars to school. They drove golf carts to school because that was just the primary mode of transportation in that town. Kid, adult, I don't give a fuck what age you are. You take a golf cart if you're going somewhere in town. So, and none of us were wealthy kids. Like it was a well-to-do town. It was a very, very rich town. But we were not a group of kids that were very fortunate in that regard. So, this kid, this friend of mine, when he bought a golf cart, he bought it used. The used golf cart market is something that blows most people's minds, but he bought this golf cart, I want to say for like $50 because it was that ratted out. And at the time, the story I want to tell is 10 times worse than the purple vomit story. I'm intrigued by the story. I neutered that story a little bit. There's parts of that story that I really want to play up, but I'm pretty sure YouTube would have problems with it. I didn't really intend to tell. But this story's fun, man. This story's hilarious. So he bought this thing for like $50, right? And basically the long and the short of it is he wanted to make it go faster because it was a gas-powered golf cart. Now, people probably don't have a lot of experience with golf carts. Most golf carts are electric. They're not gas. Gas golf carts really haven't been made much in the past few decades because of emissions and all this bullshit. But gas golf carts have a lot of advantages, being that predominantly you could toy with them, you could tweak them, whereas electric golf carts are pretty much just your motor, your batteries, and that's it. So what we did is... Nicola Kale, thank you for stopping by. Have a great one. Have a great one. So what we did is we pulled out the welder and we made, well, I say he came up with this idea to make a transmission, like an actual shifting transmission for his golf cart out of bicycle parts. You can already tell that this is not going to end well. But yeah. And it worked. It was a really, like, solid transmission. It did its job, and we did quite a few really stupid stunts in that golf cart and wrecked the hell out of it and went back and had to re-weld it a few times. But one of my favorite stories from when we were driving that golf cart is we wanted to see how fast we could get it going. But the golf carts, they don't really have a speedometer. I mean, most golf carts, they just have... You press the gas, you go, and you're lucky to get 5-10 miles an hour out of it. Well, when you have a gas-powered golf cart that you could shift gears on, there's almost no limit to your speeds. I mean, it really is up to your ingenuity and imagination. So, one afternoon after school, we just decide we're going to go out and see how fast we can get it. And you can't really get them very fast in those little paths we were talking about, because those paths are like windy and they got tree roots coming up with them, and they're just really not set up for any kind of land speed records, which, as it turns out, we were about to set. Best I could tell, at least. And so we get out on the major highway, and this is a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit through town, 55 once you get kind of out of town. Did I just get killed again? Fuck you, game. What are you doing? How am I getting killed? What is this bullshit? What the fuck? How many more of these pieces of shit do I need? I've never gotten killed on this goddamn thing, and this is now just eating my soul. Anyway, so we get to one side of the town, and we start going down a hill, and we just are kind of cruising. And he's like, cool, we'll kick it up in gear a little bit. And so he kicks it up a little notch, and we start, passing slower cars. Kicks it up another notch. Now we're keeping up with traffic. They kicks up another notch, and we are actually now passing cars. But it's supposed to be a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit, right? What we didn't take into account is the fact that most people don't really follow the speed limit like that. And the other thing we didn't take into account was the fact that when you're already not following the speed limit and you start getting overtaken by a golf cart, most people kind of have that WTF moment, and they begin accelerating without realizing it. So he's got it in 10th gear, because we had 10 gears in the damn thing that were shifted like an old bicycle. And we're cruising along, and that's when the blue lights come on and the siren. And we got pulled over on a golf cart on a major highway, passing other cars. On the right, no less. And the cop gets out, and he's like, pretty much something to the effect of, I don't even want to know why. I don't even want to know how. I just want you to stop and never, ever do this again. What? Ice, what are you talking about anyway? He's like, because I'm not going to be the guy that goes back to the police station and tells, the chief of police that, yes, I did just write a speeding ticket on this highway for a Westinghouse golf cart doing 63 and a 45. There's no part of me that's even going to try to justify that in court. I don't even give a damn if you bring it to court and prove it. I just don't want to do it. I'm pretty sure it's a record. I've never heard of anybody going highway speeds in a golf cart to begin with. This is like in mid-90s, mind you. Nobody even knew what golf carts really were for the most part. He's like, I'm just going to tell you right now. If I catch you doing it again, I will impound it. I don't know how I'm going to legally impound a golf cart, but I'll find a way. So, and keep in mind, no seatbelts on these things. There's nothing. It's an open top. It's 4 of us, and the only thing keeping us held on are our hands on the guide rails. And, like, the driver was 15. I was, like, 14 or 15 at the time. Most of the occupants were between the ages of, like, 16 and 14. So, yeah. I'm not going to do this work. What work? Yeah. I will say that it did kind of bite us in the ass, because after that we decided to see how fast we could get it going off-road, and we did roll it about 8 times. And then after that we crashed into a lake, and he pulled it out of the lake, and we crashed into the lake again. Then what happened after that? And I know eventually it hit a tree. But, yeah, so if anybody out there If anybody out there has actually gone faster than 63 miles an hour in a golf cart on a public highway and got a ticket, I would love to know. That to me was just one of my absolute favorite stories. And then once again, I've been fast in cars. I've gotten more than my fair share of speeding tickets, but that is my absolute favorite moment ever, getting pulled over, because I mean, who's gonna even replicate that? All right, apparently I need to run Senzus on this bitch. Exact, more or less. More or less. I mean, I wasn't driving. I was just like, cool, I'll be along for the ride. And trust, it's terrifying. Utterly, unbelievably terrifying going that fast in a golf cart. Like, I thought we were going to die. But, you know, when you're 15, whatever, it's... You're talking to a dude, when I was, you know, I don't want to say 11 or 12, we used to go down to the creek behind the house, the one that I'd been playing in basically since I can remember, and we used to do cliff diving. Or I say cliff diving, but, you know, basically you find a big clay wall and a soft piece of sand down there, and you try to jump and see how high you could jump from before you start breaking your legs. Luckily, I was not the person who ever broke his leg, but I was the only person who didn't break his leg, and that is also a good feeling. I think I won that situation too. But yeah, that is pretty much my childhood. Like, the stupidest fucking things you can imagine doing, and then turn it up to 11. So SSB Gogeta shafted you. The fuck. Yeah, we did some dumb shit as kids. We did some really dumb... There's a few things that I will simply not talk about on stream. Like, the Purple Vomit story, I did kind of dumb down a little bit because I'm not sure where my limits are at. I guess I'll find out tomorrow whether or not this video, you know, remains monetized. But, yeah, there were other parts of that I simply just didn't think would... allow me to retain my channel in the morning if I did tell them. So just bear that in mind. It's like I always tell people, I'm like, I don't know how kids live today, because when I was a kid, if somebody had a camera on them 24 hours a day, oh my god, the shit we would have gotten caught doing. Yeah. Like, my first cell phone didn't have a camera, obviously. Cell phones just didn't have cameras back then. My first cell phone, the biggest feature on it, like, it could do text message. You could do your emails. So, yeah, that was kind of that generation. There's just some, like, little quickies. Like, I was once the getaway driver because my friends decided they wanted to streak our high school homecoming football game. That one was a lot of fun because you don't really think it's that big of a deal, but apparently there's problem. Like, you know, streaking is one thing, and it is, you know, pretty obscene, and you know, you get in trouble for it. But I guess technically, since when you're clearly underage, there's a whole other issue when you do it in a public forum like that. So yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah, we got in a lot of trouble for that. In fact, when I graduated high school, one of my friends was one of the streakers that, actually it's the same one we met at the pool party. Yeah, they came around and they checked our robes. Like, it was mandatory. And the funny part is, you like, today you even think someone's even going to try that or do it in jest. You know, all kinds of lawsuits and bullshit. Now, back then, it was just one of those, look, your expectation is you shut the fuck up and you just prove it. Do you know what a cucumber is? I feel like this is a trick question. I really feel like this is a trick question. When you were younger, asked, oh god, the number. So like, legitimately, a lot of the like, I needed my ass beat. Like, I needed a good ass whooping when I was a kid, but I never got caught. I was smart enough not to get caught. I'm debating if I should tell that one. I mean, it's a pretty bad one, but not fairly innocent. But it was also one of those like. So when I was a kid, when I was a freshman in high school, basically like my whole thing in high school was I wanted to be that protected freshman. So I would always suck up to the upperclassmen and make friends and high places and all that stuff. So I had a friend in my entry level electronics class. I had a friend whose dad worked at the airport at the newsstand, or one of the many billions of newsstands there are at an airport. Shit! I just realized we have 60 likes. I'm gonna go do another single summon, guys. And because his dad worked at the newsstand, we had access to a number of magazines that a 14-year-old boy would absolutely love to get his hands on, but probably shouldn't and legally isn't allowed to purchase. So what this dude would do is he would get stacks of these damn things, and we would sell them. And at the school at like $5 a piece. And mind you, when I was a kid, these magazines probably retailed like $2.99. But yeah, we were selling them at $5 a head. And so basically, we were more or less smut pushers. And then we got into like games and like, you know, pirating strip poker games and stuff like that. And don't copy that, floppy. Look back and say, yeah, I needed my ass beat. Oh yeah, no, I needed my ass beat half the damn time. So yeah, so we ran an underground. I can't say it that way. I'm sure there's gonna be filters, but I'll screw it. So yeah, we peddled his porno, and to this day, you know, more I think about it, when I got a little bit older, I realized I'm like, this guy brought stacks. When I say stacks, like these things come bundled like that, and they're bound, and he brought them in binding and all. And there's no way his dad didn't freaking notice. So we had dudes who were like connoisseurs of which magazine they wanted. Man, I want I want big butts, and I want flat ass, and I want, you know, chest of titties and things, you know, like dudes would come to you with like special requests. You got the July issue, and I'm like, dude, the July issue's already gone, man. Look, if you want that, $10 I could probably get you a copy. But you know what? Like it was like, seriously, like I wish I had the foresight to actually like really do that shit right back in the day. But I mean, it's the thing. So yeah, that was how I became good friends with most of the seniors in that school, because I was actually their pornography dealer. You know, it's a thing. Made good money on it, man. Because like I said, you sell an issue for $5. I get to keep $1 of, well, I think I kept like $2 of each transaction. Cash only, because back then no one had debit cards anyway. And yeah, I mean, it was good money. And the more I, like I said, the more I think about it, I'm pretty sure old boy's dad knew. Old boy's dad was probably like, here you go, son. Go make daddy a mint. These ain't selling at the airport. They're stealing more of them than they're buying. Have at it. That's what I would totally have done. So, inside on your old boy, I am a filthy old man. Always have been since pretty much the day that I was conceived. I have been a filthy fucking old man. My God, this is just like I'm gonna have to delete the stream after. This is straight up incrimination. Just incrimination. What other fucking stories can we tell? Like, I could legit just run one night a week of just telling stories while we play Dokkan. Let's see. Sold the Kim Kardashian movie for $5 a DVD. See? Like, you have no idea how great you have it, because when I was a kid, like, physical media was it. Like, there was nothing else. It wasn't iPods, iPads, or any of that shit. Like, if you wanted the Kim Kardashian movie, I'm like, I can get you a VHS copy this afternoon. But it's because, you know, I went to the AV lab, rented the TV, and actually did the fucking copies myself in the broom closet. And we may or may not have done that a few times as well. Actually, go to the AV closet, rent the fucking TV with the one with the 2 VCRs, and actually dub some movies there at the school during class time. Skipping class in the middle of the day to pirate pornography is, you know, in hindsight, I don't think I should be very proud of this, but I mean, at the time, it was a pretty good racket. Aiden Morgan. December edition gonna cost you your entire life savings. Dude, the December editions were usually pretty good, too. But see, we were like, you know, we were dealing with your normal name brand shit. Like, you know, Playboys and Penthouses and things like that. Those are like, no, those are like grade school things, man. We're dealing with, like, you know, the nasty ones. The, you know, the National Big Butt Inquirer. Shouldn't say anymore. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just one of those, like, we did so many fucking crazy things. Entrepreneur spirit, I know, right? Dude, I'm just saying, man. Where there's a market, there's a way. That is my strategy. Just like, did you get arrested? Yup. Did you enjoy it? Yup. Was it worth? Yup. The quest for fur. Oh my God. My brain goes a certain place sometimes where I'm like, there are things that I would love to say, but my God, this is being recorded. This is going to stay on YouTube, hopefully. Actually, no, I'm going to disable this video afterwards. There's no part of me that wants somebody even to accidentally come across this video and be like, what in the fucking dog shit? Nope. This video is getting deleted after the stream. 110%. Let me go back to my Never Have I Ever. So it's coming up on 2:30. I gotta go do my Don Machi shit too before 3 o'clock. So let's see what we got here. Let's see. Never have I ever used anyone's toothbrush. Ew, that's really gross. Clog someone else's toilet. Who the fuck has it? Oh my God. I won't tell that one. That one's just too nasty. Take it. Let's see. Having an emergency to leave. Lying about an emergency to leave a bad date early. Nah. Stuff my pockets to take food home from the buffet. No. Take a store-bought food to a party as a side dish, pass it off as my own. Maybe. Worn somebody else's underwear. Is Vic still here? Should we tell that story? I can see the kids buying the magazines. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, dude. I'm telling you right now, like, there's no feeling of power greater than when you're like, you're surrounded by 15-year-old kids clamoring for like the latest issue of Throb. It's just like nothing will make you feel like more of a low life. Bought something special to wear one time, then returned it when it was done. No. Never ever visited the White House. I'm not Monica Lewinsky. Let's see. Picked up a hitchhiker. Posted a drunk status on Facebook. Let's see. These are actually really good. I haven't done some of these. Had a crush on someone else's spouse. Who hasn't? Gotten fired from a job. Oh, Lord. Bought a gift from the discount store. Put it in a different package to make it look expensive. That's just fucking cheap. Let's see. Oh, there's a great one. Walked out of a restaurant without paying. Yup. Don't piss me off. Let's see. Isn't it a bit late for you? I got fired from Zilbup. Every day you got fired from Zilbup. Yeah, it's a bit late for me. I probably need to end the stream shortly, but we also got a really late start because I was at the movies tonight. Never shit on myself in school. That's oddly specific. I'm like, we were all like 5 at some point, and we did some embarrassing shit. I don't think I've ever shit on myself in school. Anyway, I don't know about that one. Remember my friend would take his dad's Lowriders magazine so we could see the cars? Are you kidding me? Dude, look. At 14, I was peddling porn at my local high school. Lowrider magazine was like... It was about the cars for me. Because if I needed to see anything else, I'd just go home to my stockpile. Exactly. Let's see. What else we got here? We'll probably do one more story. Find a quick story. Had a friend... What? What? How old was this friend? Like, if they were 5, like, maybe, I guess, you just... I don't know. Oh, God. It's horrifying to even think about it. Worked out at a public gym. Let's see... Stolen flowers from a grave? What the fuck? Someone's a monster. Let's see. Gone to church with a hangover? Oh my god, all the times. Taking my used plate to the back to the buffet for more food? That's foul. Oh man. There's a good one. Cheated on a significant other. I didn't cheat technically. Addie. Oh, that story is so ridiculous. We're in the 3rd grade. 17 high school. What? 17 high school made him laugh so hard. What? You made somebody laugh so hard they pooped themselves. That's just unbelievably foul. Be like, well, hope you're ready for this reputation, poop noodle, because you're not leaving this motherfucker down. No way in hell. Be like, that's the kid who laughed until he shat himself. Be like, what an idiot. That's like 17 and shitting yourself is like the worst. That's like seppuku situation right there. Like, there's no point in living anymore. You're just done. Man, you're gonna depress me with this bullshit. What other crazy fucking shit have we done? I'm trying to think of one that would be really funny to tell. I was hoping y'all'd get me going tonight, because like, it's just that my brain has so many of them, and usually it takes like somebody saying something to trigger my brain going, oh yeah, by the way, there was this one time. Soiled myself at 17 in your recliner. Yes, you did. Yeah, Addie and I used to live together, and there were some pretty choice decisions made there. Like the time we were out on the balcony on our 5th floor apartment, murdering a VHS player with a sword. And the time we were out on the balcony on our 5th floor apartment, murdering a DVD player with a sword. And the time we were out on the balcony of our 5th floor apartment, murdering a bunch of CDs with a hammer. Alcohol was involved in almost all of these decisions. Oh, the Addie one that always kills me. So, like I said, we already determined Addie and I used to live together. And when I moved into this apartment, it was kind of already known they were going to have to revamp it. I got a really great deal because they didn't want to renovate at the time. And I just needed a cheap place to live. So I got a really cheap 1-bedroom apartment. And when I say really cheap, I'm talking my first year there, I was paying $350 a month. It was that fucking cheap. Like, I cannot even tell you how cheap this place was. And it was because they didn't want to renovate. Like, they didn't want to put in new appliances and all that stuff. So they were like, look, if you'll take this apartment, we'll give it to you for practically nothing. And I was like, fucking deal. So it was a couple years down the road, and Addie decides he needs a place to stay. And I was like, well, you should come stay on my sofa and we'll split rent. And it was a really good arrangement. Addie's actually surprisingly a really good roommate, with one minor exception. He likes to drink, or liked to drink back in the day. And there was one time I came home from work, and literally the entire apartment is rearranged. Like, he has moved everything. And I'm talking pieces of furniture, like, he had no business moving by his goddamn self, or like on the other side of the room. I didn't think anything of it. It's Addie. He's just going to get a wild hair and do something. So, fast forward a few months, and we're getting ready to move out, and I've got a new apartment. I'm moving to a different side of town because I'm, changing jobs and all that stuff. And we're moving all the furniture around, and all of a sudden, I lift up the sofa, and underneath the sofa is this ginormous stain. And I mean, it is like that fucking big. It's huge. It's at least 2.5, if not 3 feet across. And it smells like cotton candy. Murdered an Xbox 360 on the red rings. Oh, God. Yep. Yeah, so I get down to sniff it, and I realize this is Code Red Mountain Dew on a beige carpet. But like 3 feet wide and almost perfectly round. And I'm like, fuck. Because his claim to fame, Murdered a Hobbit, his claim to fame was he would mix Code Red Mountain Dew and regular Mountain Dew and vodka. That was his drink of choice. And I realized that the day that he completely rearranged the apartment, he happened to have been drinking fairly heavily. And so the only thing I could surmise is at some point he must have, in a drunken stupor, knocked over an entire 2-liter of Code Red. And instead of cleaning it up, thought, you know what would be a better idea? I'm going to put the sofa on top of it. Because nothing cleans up a mess like hiding it to find it fucking later. So to this day, yeah, game restricted choice. Oh yeah, absolutely. So to this day, if we go to a convention and somebody drops something on the hotel room floor, the first thing you do is you find the nearest chair and you just try to cover that bitch up. and thank God, I mean, honestly, I wasn't worried about it because they were already going to tear up the carpet. I had lived there for 4+ years, and I mean, it was, what is Atomic? How you doing tonight, my dude? I mean, there was really no danger. I got my security deposit back. They didn't care. They were going to renovate the apartments anyway, and so they were just like, "Fuck it." You're a good tenant. We didn't have very many problems with you, so they just let it go. But yeah, that is how Addy almost cost me my entire motherfucking security deposit. Season 2 of ReZero? Oh, is that a thing? Are they bringing it out? I thought the author said that we'd have to read the light novels to get it. Yeah. Yeah, he rearranged the entire apartment. And I mean, I went to work. I was at work 4 hours because I worked a part-time job at the time. Came home, and the entire apartment is rearranged. And I mean, entire apartment. Yeah, it was... Living with Addy was a trip. I mean, we had great times, man. But this dude is almost as bat guano, if not more so than I am. There's a trailer? Dude, I want to see this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Send it my way. Yeah. So it is now officially 2:30, and I probably do need to get some sleep. Put 20 Kais in Prime Battle Vegeta? No, don't do shit like that, my dude. Yeah. Addy, you weren't here earlier, but I told him about the Porsche, the unfortunate General Lee moment in the 944. Put it in Anime Talks Discord. I'll take a look. Yeah. And if you guys weren't here for that story was hilarious, but also rather tragic because it did just destroy that car. Man, what else did we do? God. I'm trying to think of all the stories from anime conventions. I wanted better reaction. I'm sorry. What it is, Hardcore? How you doing, man? For the new Super Vegeta, should I do crits or double attack? Probably crits. Them two boys, I know, right? For the new Super Vegeta, what do you mean? The transforming one? Crits. Crits all the way. I mean, he's never going to get to blue, so you're going to want those crits when he's at the lower levels. Man, it's getting tired. How many medals you got? Not enough, sadly. Just pulled 3 physical Vegetas. Damn, y'all. Damn. Have a good night. We'll have on Tuesday. Yeah, have a good one, dude. Yeah, I gotta probably call it here in a minute myself. I've been up all day, and I got shit to do tomorrow, too. The int one, I don't remember the stats on the int one, but get good. Fuck you. What if they make a transforming Gogeta? I don't know. Technically, they kind of sort of have. Emphasis on sort of. Actually, come think about it, Gogeta simply doesn't have enough forms. I don't think they could. Don't know how I feel about that. All right, so let's see how many medals I actually do have still. Awaken. Yeah, I got a ways to go still. Trailer was amazing. I'll check it out after stream, dude. Mato, what it is, man? Yeah, so... Yeah, we... Eddie and I had a bunch of stories. Dude, okay. So the one I've told before that I think was absolutely hilarious, really not really all that off the wall. Well, I'll probably save more stories for next time. They didn't show much, but holy shit. All right, I'll take a look. But yeah, guys, it is 2:30. I want to thank you guys for coming out to the stream. It was an absolute shit ton of fun. I'm going to do one more quick summon because I really need to pull that fucking Vegeta. And he is eluding the dog shit out of me, so... Come on, buddy. Come on, you little bastard. Yamcha Piccolo. Have you had any luck with the new Vegeta? Dude, this banner has been one of the worst. It has legitimately been one of the worst for me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not seeing the featured cards. Well, I am, but I'm seeing like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and Gogeta every once in a while, so... Yeah. Nope. So, shitty summon is shitty, and it's getting late, and I need some sleep. So, I think I'm going to call it there. Well, if you guys want to do another stream where we do stories and stuff like that, I can maybe like make a Storytime Saturday or something. It's really easy because you just ask questions and I will just go. The problem is it was a late stream tonight. B, the YouTube had that hiccup, so spent like 450 stones and nothing. Yeah, I don't know how many stones I'm at now, but it's ridiculous. Also, guys, remember we did just open up the friends list, so !friend for the friend code if you want to join back up, guys. We've got a few slots left still. All right, let me go back to history. So let's see. Those all. So there's a Saiyan day. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So that's 230. 280. 290. So it's 350 right there. 360. 380. So, yeah. 435. 435. Yep. So yeah, we'll do some more stories and shit like that tomorrow night. I do sincerely want to thank you guys for coming out because it is late as fuck. Tomorrow night shouldn't. Whoa, no. Actually, I don't know what's going on tomorrow night, to be real, because we're doing the Twitch meetup tomorrow. So I got to figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, guys, send me a friend's request. Fun stream. Glad to hear it, my man. Yeah, if you guys want to know stories and want to do a story time stream every week, I'd be all about that because I've got a billion stories. It's just, you got to ask questions and you got to get me going and I'll get on the right tangent. But we've got some fun ones. It's just one of those, I just don't know where YouTube's limits are anymore. So some of them I got to censor a little bit, but not that big a deal. All right, guys. There's a meetup tomorrow. Yes. Twitch meet tomorrow. So, if you want, I'm going to message Vic about it here in a few minutes and see if I can get the deets from him. So maybe VC. If you want a VC for a few minutes, we could talk about it. But I'll catch you guys a little bit. Appreciate you coming out. See you tomorrow night, hopefully. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow night, but I'm going to try. I don't know how late the Twitch meet runs, but Then if I can, I'll stream afterwards, and then of course we'll be back Sunday night as well. So take it easy, guys. See you next time. Bye.